Today's episode of Blow Jam is brought to you by Lola. Get $5 off your first month at trymylola.com/blow. Hey buddies, it's Blow Jam presents PODSMASH, the podcast that reviews podcasts and so much more. I'm your host, Delia Blow Jam. Thank you for joining us today. And with me is my co-host and husband and lead guitarist and fuck buddy and sexy piece of man meat, Ryan Blow Jam.
Sup, y'all?
We played a show yesterday, the Blow Jam Band. Ryan, how do you think that it went?
I think it went pretty good. There's good vibes all around. It seemed like a very good musical community. I was really impressed. I liked all the bands. They were amazing.
Yeah, I really liked who we played with. They were very talented. Crooked Knuckles, they were awesome.
Oh yeah, I talked to that guy for like a half hour in the kitchen. I didn't even realize he was in the band. And he was like, "Hang on, I gotta go." And then he teared ass and
Yeah.
he played the best set I've ever seen. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Was that Scott, the singer?
Yeah.
Wow, he is crazy on stage. He's so animated. I don't know.
It's a great venue, man. It's in a basement of our friend's house, but he's got all the works, man. He's got smoke machines, light show, it's amazing.
I know. I was particularly happy about the smoke machine because then I was like, ooh, I could vape on stage, and nobody would notice if they're not looking at me.
Right. Yeah.
Crooked Knuckles, Israel, the drummer, he was badass. Choose Not to Choose. You had to go home and take all the gear home, so you missed them.
Yeah, I missed them.
They're great.
I heard one of the recordings. It sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I'm glad that I recorded it. And actually, it happened to be my favorite song of the night. So those dudes, Matt, fucking Mark, I forget the other guy's name's Jake. And then there's one more, the drummer. But cool. I like them. And then If Madrid. If Madrid is a badass band, yo.
Yeah, I love If Madrid. I like the indie rock sort of thing. So
it was a good scope. It was us weird blow jammers, and then it was some metal stuff and some punk stuff and some indie stuff. It was everything.
We played first. It was good vibes. It was fun. I don't know. We can blast it out
People didn't know what to expect. You can't find our songs online or anything.
It's really bizarre what we do.
We start off with our theme song, by the way. I don't know if you guys know, but it's a real song. It's the first song Ryan and I ever wrote together, called The Old Rustic Sucker Punch.
Yep.
But yeah, that was great, but everything else was fucking insane.
Yeah, I got crazy. After the set, it was the set went great. And I was worried about that, but then some guy had an allergic reaction to something, and he ended up getting taken away in an ambulance.
It was really scary.
It was scary. We were real scared for that guy.
Well, you saw him when it was going down. I was talking to the Shout at the Robots guy.
Yeah,
Julian.
I was coming back in, going down into the basement, and it looked like he was gonna puke or something. He was stumbling around and grabbing his neck. I'm like, oh, just go puke behind the bushes, man. You're wasted. Whatever.
Yeah, because we were at a show and people are drinking and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I come back up and there's a bunch of people around him, and they're calling the ambulance. It was bad, dude. Really bad. So I feel bad. I owe that guy an apology.
Well, yeah, it was really fucked up. I started crying, honestly, because I've never seen anybody with an allergic reaction. And he was like, I need oxygen, just the way that his voice was and everything.
Yeah, these things are real,
man. It was
man.
Scary.
If you get stung by a bee, you could die. If you eat a peanut. Some people have, weird allergies.
I've never seen it in real life go down like that.
I'm allergic to cats,
Yeah, your throat closed up, but your mom didn't have a car, so she took you on the bus to the hospital.
Yeah, my throat was closing up on the bus, and I had to, get an adrenaline shot. It was crazy, dude.
That's fucking scary. Well, that was a good
thing.
So
I know what that guy went through, and I was like, fuck. I couldn't believe I didn't realize that, at the time, but...
It was,
bad.
yeah.
I feel bad. It was a weird atmosphere.
Well, how would you know,
How would
we'll
I know?
find it. At least he's okay. He'll be fine. Michelle, who lives there, she's Kevin Cobra's girlfriend. She's awesome. She's an ER nurse, and now she's going to be a nursing teacher. And she was like,
Thank God she was there.
thank God she was there, but she actually found like all these issues with it, which is they should have never made him stand up and walk to the stretcher.
Oh, yeah.
That was really bad. She was like, I'm surprised that they sent like fire EMS instead of like regular EMS. And yeah, making him stand up and walk was the dumbest thing. And they were just taking their sweet fucking time. And she was like, time is of the essence. So
yeah. But
that was
anyway,
insane.
Shout out to that guy. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
I think he's all right because he seemed to be doing a lot better after they gave him the EpiPen.
And then he texted Scott, the singer of Crooked Knuckles, and was like, I'm okay, and I left my cooler there, and we're like, yes.
All right, so he's fine.
Yeah, but it gets crazier. It gets crazier.
So we end up going home, and Jack, my brother, he's giving us a ride home, and we're pulling up, and there's like 2 fire trucks and like some cop cars and like the whole neighborhood, like just like in front of our house.
Yeah.
We're like, what? Like, oh shit, and Jack's like, I'm out of here, see you guys.
Yeah, he dropped us off. Made a K-turn.
Like, thanks, Dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm cruising up to like a fucking with a cooler.
Yeah. Looks like a crime scene, but in fact, our electric pole right outside of our house, and we're in like at the top of a dead-end street. It's our electric pole. It's
yeah,
our
we live on
pole.
a mountain. So.
Yeah. Just the very end, the top one. And it was on fire.
A tree fell over and knocked it down. So there's a live wire sparking everywhere. And it lit the tree on fire. So there's sparks flying. So there's no way we could walk through our driveway to get to our front door.
And then Tito, our dog's outside,
our dog's
freaking
out barking at electricity flying everywhere. And
and all the people and everything gasping at it. And it was insane. All right, so lived here not too long, maybe a couple years, but this was a great way to meet my neighbors. They were all very nice. We bonded over some crackhead neighbors that just moved in. But anyway, I'm like, oh, you know what? I should probably go because my house might catch on fire. So, but we had to get Tito.
I was worried about the dog, yeah. I was like, fuck, Tito.
I know. We
got freaking out. Like,
there was a wrought iron gate that the street goes through the wrought iron gate to get into our driveway. And I guess how many volts was the thing? Or
he said it'd be like 60,000 volts if you like went through the gate. It would just destroy you because there's sparks flying everywhere.
You said like 30% chance of not getting shocked or something.
Yeah, it's like a 30% chance of not dying.
So I got to get my dog, though. What I did was everything is surrounded by pricker bushes. So I'm like, blam, I'm going to go through these pricker bushes. I put my backpack in front of me and just slid down the hill, trying to deflect the pricker bushes. I got to the door and it's locked, of course. So I ran up and I ran through the driveway, not realizing.
Oh, that was crazy.
I did not realize the severity, but apparently I was so fast that nobody even saw me.
Yeah, we didn't see it. I thought you went around or something.
Yeah, nah, I just went through the pricker bushes. I got stuck. I had to just run back up.
Me and Joe went through. Joe went through, and Joe's hard because he walks with a cane. He's got like a weird disease.
Yeah, it's a neurological disorder.
His legs don't work very well.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
I don't want to get too into it, but yeah, so I'm going with him through pricker bushes. Like, end up having to break into my house because we couldn't go down the other way. I was gonna go down and around, but I couldn't get to the other door because the one door was locked. I knew the other one was unlocked, but I was like,
you can't get around the pricker bushes that way.
But I ended up going up through the kitchen window, so I had to break into my own house and like. I'm all prickered up, like those prickers in me.
Their poor drummer with a cane, like
we spent the rest of the night just pulling prickers out of each other. We're just like, Barb.
And for me, I got Tito, and I thought that I wouldn't be able to get back around that route. So I was going to try to find Ryan and Joe by going all the way around the mountain and coming out the other side and coming out. And it was just crazy. Come home and your shit's almost on fire, and like you get shocked to death.
That's why PODSMASH is late.
Yep. Forgive us, guys. They're not excuses.
We came
they're
home
reasons.
and the woods were on fire, or right by my house, and
Yeah, right in front, like 10 feet away.
There's a live fucking, like fucking electrical wire just like wiling out.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you see it in person. It's scary as fuck, dude.
So we had a great night.
It was a good night.
We played our asses off. We had fun, met a lot of fun, cool people, and we survived.
The show was good.
The show was good. Our house is fine.
So what's your top 3?
Oh, my top 3. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're doing PODSMASH.
Yeah,
All right. So my top 3.
I can start it if you want.
Yeah, you start it because I had a rough week in podcast, that being I have no time to listen. So, Ryan, you kick it off. This top segment is called Feed Me.
So my number 1 overall this week is LeVar Burton Reads, which is weird.
We saw him live.
I know, he does some good stories, but like normally they're not that great, but this one's amazing. It was like, it's a podcast where LeVar Burton actually, he reads you short stories, and it's basically reading Rainbow for adults. He's just like reading to you. LeVar Burton Reads. Pretty self-explanatory. All right, so the episode I listened to was called The Merchant and the Alchemist's Gate, Part 1 by Ted Chiang. So basically there's an alchemist that has a gate that lets you travel 20 years into the future. And he's bringing this guy up to this gate, right? And he's telling him stories about like 2 other guys. I don't want to ruin it too much. No, I don't think I can. There's no way I can ruin it, so. All right, because it gets so confusing. It's like, all right, so the one guy goes through the gate, right? Like, he's telling a story about this one guy who went through the gate before. He goes 20 years in the future. This is like in the Middle East. It's like somewhere in Israel or somewhere. And way in the past. So, like, he's like a rope maker or like something crazy like that. It's not in the future. It's like, so this guy opens up like this time portal, and like he goes through and like finds his 20-year-old self, and his 20-year-old self tells him where to find like this buried treasure, and he digs up this treasure and he becomes very like wealthy. And then and it's like, but then he keeps going back and he asks himself, he's like, where did this treasure come from? You know, it's kind of like a paradox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he's in the future. He's like, well, I'm my future self. I was just like you. And he told me to dig up the treasure. So it's kind of like a mind fog. It's like, right?
I'm lost. I'm sorry.
All right. So this guy, he can go 20 years in the future. He goes 20 years in the future. He meets his future self, right? So, like, say you meet future Delia. And you go 20 years in the future, you meet future Delia. Like, I'm going to tell you where to find this treasure.
But first, let's make out. Because I love you so much.
Yeah, you probably make out. But then then you go back to your time and you dig up the treasure and you get all this money and then you're wealthy.
So then you're not your future you then.
No, that's what always happened, I guess.
Oh.
Because you ask your future you, like, well, where did you get this treasure? He's like, I don't know. I asked my future self. I went through the time portal and asked myself. He told me where. So it's like, that's kind of like a paradox. So it's kind of cool. I stuff like that. And like this other guy, like, he goes through the portal and he goes to find his future self, right? Like, his future self is like living like poorly. He's not like well off like the other guy, right? And he goes into like his hut. He just misses his future self, and he's like, "Fuck!" So he's looking around his hut or whatever, and like, and he finds like a chest full of gold, and then he steals it and takes it back. You know.
That sounds interesting. It sounds like one of those Hall of Mirrors thing.
Yeah, it's like a paradox. It's like people are gonna get it. What I'm saying.
I love paradoxes.
Yeah, so he steals the money from himself. He justifies it. He's like, I'm just stealing it from myself. But the fact that he had all that money is because, like, he made all this money in the beginning, right? And, like, and he actually, like, went into, like, good fortune. And then people stole all his money. Because he was like, all right, sorry, whatever.
Yeah, that works.
It's because he stole his money from his future self. And then he was flaunting it, you know, like, and then people robbed him, and his wife was really upset with him for not being frugal, so he made it his whole life to save up all the money, every money he makes, into this chest, and then he ends up
giving it to his future. His
future self steals it again every time.
Oh,
so it's like a loop, you know.
Oh, I love that.
So it's really weird. It's a two-parter. Usually LeVar Burton doesn't have a two-parter. Like, it's so hard to explain. Like, I'm not even ruining it for you because like there's so much more to it. It's like complete.
This is no spoiler.
This is no spoiler. It's like way in depth, man. It's like all a mind fuck. It's like the most mind fuckiest thing I've ever encountered.
Damn.
And everyone needs to listen to it.
LeVar Burton Reads is one of the podcasts that I've subscribed to, but it falls by the wayside. So I got to get back into that if I ever have time.
Yeah, I can hardly explain this one. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know. You're not the best with words, but damn, this one sounds very intricate.
Yeah, it's bizarre, man. It's like,
cool.
It's all a Hall of Mirrors paradox, yeah.
Mine, and I didn't get to listen too much this week. This is going to be the name of the game for Old Deal. I got to find time. Anyway, I found time to listen to Chapo Trap House. They went on a European tour, and this one is...
I want to be is El Chapo.
Yes. Germany edition. Oh, yeah, by the way, Chapo Trap House is like a far left comedy podcast. So fucking funny.
They're as left as you can get. They're amazing.
I don't think you can get any lefter till you're left out. But this episode was the Germany edition. It's live from Berlin, Der Funky Beats.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, the Das Funky Beats.
Oh, yeah. Das Funky Beats. It's so great because they went to Germany and they just like made fun of Germans so much to the point where you would think that maybe they'd be upset, like that they were doing a live show, like talking about Germans in such a way. But it was very ingratiating. They loved them. Best German jokes I've ever heard in my life.
Germans are very self-deprecating. They don't care.
No, they don't.
They're hard people. Hard.
They were like Amber Ailey Frost. She was like, I'm not going to a warehouse dance club thing. And then she was like, and 5 hours later, I was at a dance club.
In a warehouse.
In a warehouse. And they were
That's how they found the warehouse, right?
Yeah.
So you could just hear that.
And they were all on drugs, enjoying all the drugs in the world, and talking about funky vibes.
Makes me want to go to Germany. Germany sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome. And I love how Europeans love them, as they should. They're pretty lovable. Anyway, yes, Chapo Trap House. Do it. Do it, please. Your turn.
Okay, my number 2 is American History Tellers. I was talking about this last week. It's a history podcast with host Lindsey Graham.
Not the Lindsey Graham from South Carolina.
Nope. The episode I was to was called Tulsa Race Massacre, The Powder Keg. It's part 2. So, Dick Rowland was in jail accused of rape, which he really didn't do. He's got an elevator with a girl and, like, touched her arm or something. And they locked him up because everyone's racist back then. It was, in the 30s or 20s. Oh, it was a long time ago. But anyway, thousands of people showed up outside of the courthouse where they had him locked up, and they wanted to, like, lynch him. So they had all these, like, cops out there trying to protect him. But it started off like hundreds of people and then turned into like thousands. And, like, all these people, like, it was crazy. They were trying to, like, they had it under control, but then a bunch of, like, World War veterans, you know, like African-American World War veterans, showed up with all their guns. And then all hell broke loose. It just turned into like a fucking...
That's fucking crazy.
It turned into a war zone. It turned into Tulsa Race Massacre.
I didn't know that because I listened to part 1. Part 1 was insane. Haven't had a chance for part 2, so that's what went down.
No, it went on for like 2 weeks, man. They were like shooting at each other.
That's awful.
It was like a fucking war, dude.
So World War I veterans.
Yeah, and the African American they started off winning. You know, they set up posts. You know, and they knew what to do because like it's nothing different than being overseas. Like World War I veterans. Yeah, it was crazy.
World War I was fucking insane.
Yeah, they know what to do.
Guns, yeah, man. They're all like fucking shell shocked and what have you, and then they come and like go after black folk. That's nice.
Yeah, so they're holding it down, but then they end up losing. There's too many white people.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Was it the black people who were World War One vets,
Yeah.
and that's how they knew?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Go team. Fuck yeah, I had it mixed up.
They assembled their own army because they saw all these like people coming for this like kid to like lynch him, and they knew it was bullshit. And they're like, "Come on, we got to protect our own," you know. Like
They made a well-regulated militia.
Yep, they made a well-regulated militia, and then all hell went to shit real quick.
Wow.
It was pretty bad. And they were just like, all the white people were just like going into like black people's homes in the whole town and just like murdering like women and children. It was just so fucked up.
I want to puke right now. This is so disgusting.
Yep, it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, back in 1921. Good times.
Yeah.
Not
Fucking.
It's a blight on American history, but we can't keep the shit silent. You know, you got to talk about this sort of thing.
Yes.
It's gonna happen again. You know, like it can't keep happening.
Please, everybody, tell everybody about the Tulsa race wars and how black people were fucking. It was genocide. All right, sorry.
We're like 99.6% the same genetically and everything else. You know, like race doesn't really matter. Race is an artificial construct. It's like race is just like a geography. We all came from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all black at one point. We just moved to different places, and some people are lighter than the other people.
There was no reason to have your skin pigmented in a certain way. Whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Gives a fuck.
Like the Irish people have more like vitamin D. Like, you know, their skin's lighter to get more vitamin D, so we can thrive in the fucking cloudiness.
Yeah.
Shit like that. You know, it's like it's nothing more than that. Like like an alien would just come down and think we're all the same thing, and we're fighting each other because someone's a little bit darker than somebody. That's crazy to me, man. Like we all need to realize that we're all the same, and we all need to like embrace that. But the government doesn't want you to think that. They want you to think you're different. They point out the differences because there's a wealth and division. They make money off it. It's called the kingdom of fear. They want you to be afraid of like the brown people from Mexico or the black people in your neighborhood. But you're all the fucking same, dude. And that's why they're frightened, because once we all realize that, we don't fucking need them. And it's a big deal. You should really think about it.
Shout out to Hunter S. Thompson, Kingdom of Fear.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Don't be sorry. That was probably the best thing you ever said on PodSmash. It was very well put. Very eloquent.
That's how I feel. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally right. Man, yes. So listen to American history tellers and listen to that and tell everybody in the fucking world about Tulsa. Because it shouldn't be kept in the dark. Let's talk about something good. Hearty. Oh, wait, we're getting a call.
We got a phone call?
Is somebody going to leave us a voicemail?
Should we pause it?
No, let's listen in real time. I'm going to vape. Do you guys hear the phone ringing?
I bet it's not anything.
No, it's going to be something.
You're not going to hear that. Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, you're not going to hear that. It's not picking up. Oh, we'll cut this out.
Well, so the message was for Barb. It was from Bobby Jingle, and they're playing bridge tomorrow. She's got the wrong number.
Did you? I can't. Might have turned your thing down.
Yeah, no, I did.
Man, you're fucking shit up.
I'm sorry, but I got really excited that somebody was calling the Blowjam headquarters tip line. And it seemed, all right, there's this old lady, and she just called about a bridge game. And I'm pretty sure she has the wrong number. And she called earlier and left a phone number to call back. So we got to right this wrong and make sure she knows.
What's her name?
I don't know. Barb. I think it's Barb.
Oh, Barb.
Oh, wait, no. I think she's trying to call Barb, and her name is Bobby.
Bobby Barb?
We'll figure it out. We'll point her in the right direction. How would she not know that it's a Blowjam headquarters tip line?
I don't know, but we gotta do some ads.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Wait, no, I got some more.
No, you know what? Hey, let's get that ad out of the way, and then we'll come back.
No, I got this past weekend comedy podcast with
Theo Von.
Theo Von. His guest this week was Chris D'Elia. I just love a fucking podcast crossover. It's really good when those two get together. It's really funny. You just gotta listen to that shit. All right, now let's do some ads.
Hey, ladies. What's up, girls? Let's have a little chat about feminine care and how Lola's 100% hypoallergenic cotton tampons and subscription service gives you peace of mind when it comes to your period. As someone who suffers from PMDD, which is PMS on steroids, I can't stress enough that it's nothing to be dismissed. The physical and psychological pain is real, and don't let anyone dismiss it as just being moody. Ladies should talk about their periods and destigmatize it. That's why I'm so happy that Blowjam is sponsored by Lola. They don't cure the pain, but they definitely make it that time of the month easier and less worrisome. Now, when it comes to tampon brands, the FDA doesn't require them to disclose a comprehensive list of ingredients. So it's free rein to use synthetic ingredients like rayon and polyester and harsh chemical cleansing agents and fragrance and dyes. Every woman should worry about the shit that they're putting inside of our pussies each month. But Lola is 100% cotton with BPA-free applicators. And I especially like the subscription service. I'm too scatterbrained to remember to buy tampons until it's too late. But I get my Lola delivered in the mail, and I can choose my assortment of light, regular, and super. I choose my quantity of boxes and frequency of delivery. You can skip, change, or cancel anytime. So for you, the listeners of Blowjam, Lola is offering $5 off your first month when you go to trymylola.com/blow. Again, that's trymylola.com/blow to get $5 off your first month. And we're back. And now it's time for news. What is new in the podcast universe, Buggy?
Apparently, Barack and Michelle Obama just signed like a Spotify deal to produce exclusive podcasts.
Great.
So
Great.
No one has a chance in the podcast world anymore.
No.
Former President Barack Obama, the most popular person ever, has a podcast now.
Yeah, so that sucks. We just keep getting knocked down and knocked down. First Conan, now Obama. Who next?
We got to find a new platform. Once we figure it out, we'll tell you guys, and we can hop on over there.
Well, what can we do besides podcasts? What's the next thing?
Probably something with AI. Probably VR.
Oh, yeah.
VR, yeah.
So if you guys want Blowjam, then what we'll do is we'll materialize inside your car or the gym.
You probably get like an Oculus Rift, and you can be like in a room with us talking.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're gonna go to where you are. So like if you're working out in the gym, Ryan will be doing some bench presses. I'll be doing a little bit of cardio.
I don't know how that can work, but what we can do is put on these goggles and set up at a certain time, and we could actually talk to each other.
Yes.
Via virtual reality. And it's like you're going to be here in real time, and you're actually going to be talking to us.
All right.
That's in the future.
Yep, and we'll be the first to do it because we're trailblazers.
Well, we're not going to be the first, but I think it's already happening.
We're not going to be the last.
It's already happening, but we're going to get there when it's popular.
Is there any Luminary news? Because you're all up Luminary's ass to destroy it from within.
I don't even know. I don't care anymore.
Fuck Luminary. Hey, if you guys are listening for the first time, Luminary is a new podcast platform where you have to pay for it, like Netflix. And the whole point about podcasts is the fact that it's free content and that it's punk rock.
Luminary is the beginning of the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you like podcasts to be like cable TV, then go for it. Fucking pay for shit. Nah, podcasts are supposed to be free. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry you're listening to Blowjam Presents PodSmash for free.
I think it's already over, so.
Yeah. Oh,
Meet us in the VR realm. We'll be there at some point.
Yes.
All right, so.
We're working on it.
I got some new podcasts.
Oh, nice. Do you have a theme song?
Well, they're not new, but they're new to me.
Play your theme song.
New podcast. Yay. That's good. All right.
That was the best version.
Best one.
What's new?
All right, number one, I listen to Retropod. It's a short history podcast with host Mike Rosenwald. The episode I listened to was called "The Axe That Killed Leon Trotsky." It's about like how Stalin wanted like his he was his main political opponent, Trotsky. He wanted him dead, right? And he kept trying to like kill him, do all these assassination attempts, but like he actually like had people with guns, like machine guns, like shoot like 300 rounds at him, and somehow he survived, like in his bedroom. Like his wife like flipped the bed over and covered them both, and she was on top of him. And, like, he didn't die.
I thought he died in Mexico. Oh, wait, maybe I'm getting far ahead.
No, he died from an axe to the head.
An axe to the head?
Yeah, he was with someone that he thought was his friend. He axed him right in the head.
Damn.
Right in the temple, dude.
What a way to go.
So that's crazy. I never knew that. So Retropod's pretty weird. I also listened to another episode. It was called That Time the CIA Stole a Russian Submarine. So...
time.
It's self-explanatory what happened there, but it's pretty cool podcast. They're all like they're pretty short. They're like 9 minutes long, or like 9 to 10 minutes.
What's it called again? Retropod. All right.
Really good. It's a really short like history thing.
Yeah, these days I have like no time, so I should probably check out these shorter podcasts.
I like them.
What else is new?
Okay, so I got I listened to a podcast called 13 Minutes to the Moon. It's a podcast from the BBC World Service about the space race to the moon with host Kevin Fong. It's just I just think it's weird that British people are like talking about how like about the American space race.
It's interesting to anybody
but
in
it's
the
from
world.
The BBC World Service. But it's all like British people talking like this. And when they got to the moon, it's like what the fuck? It's like you're not even. Are you even invested in this?
Are you an accent coach?
I don't know.
Do you coach actors?
I don't know. I just think it's funny. It's just stupid. It's got 13 minutes to the moon, and like the episode was 45 minutes long. And it's British people telling me about American history. So,
well, is it good or not?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Thanks for the tip.
That's what I'm saying. But it's from the BBC World Service, which gives you the 30 animals that made us smarter, which is one of my favorite podcasts. But it's hit or miss, you know. Sometimes you don't get it. And my third one was Breakdances with Wolves. All right, so I was watching Am Joy, and I saw this guy, like Guy C. Ross. He's one of the hosts on like Breakdances with Wolves. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check out that podcast then. So I checked it out. So it's Breakdances with Wolves. It's with host Gassy Ross, Wesley Roach, Minty Longfoot, which is a cool name.
Minty Longfoot?
Yeah, for real.
That's nice.
It's
like spearmint shorthand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Spearmint shorthand. Yeah, it's a podcast. It's a few natives with opinions and a platform. The episode I listened to was called White Privilege, Leonard Peltier and Mumia Abu Jamal. All right, so this is a guy like John Walker Lee. He was guilty of all sorts of shit, including like joining the Taliban, shooting Americans like over like in the Middle East, shit like that. He did some horrendous things, but he like worked out this like great deal. What? Sorry. Oh, he worked out like a great deal where he's walking around free now. He didn't have to do hardly any time.
What did he do wrong?
He joined the Taliban and shot a bunch of Americans. I just said that.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, fine.
I'm sorry.
But Leonard Peltier and Mumia Abu Jamal, they're in jail for life because they joined the Taliban, but they never went overseas. They never did anything. They're just guilty of like joining a terrorist organization, but it's not even like clear that they actually did. So it's kind of like it's really fucked up.
That's not fair.
The only difference is the one guy's white, so it's like white privilege.
Oh,
So
now it makes sense.
he actually like fucking killed people. He did like 18 years in jail, and he's out now. He's walking around. These people are in for life.
Damn.
So
That's pretty infuriating.
pretty fucked up. But yeah, so breakdance as well as it's pretty good. It's it's like Native American podcast. It's like indigenous people. It's pretty cool.
I gotta listen to that. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, and I remember seeing him on AM Joy. I'm glad you checked it out because I promptly forgot about it.
It's like, oh, he's got a podcast. I was like, all right, let's do this.
Great podcast name, I must say.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's kind of like a mix between he does the breakdance version of History on Fire like podcast, AKA the Dozaki song or whatever.
Oh.
That's pretty good. But that girl singing turns into like a wolf howling and like into break beats. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Anyway, what's up?
Nays? Do you have a nay?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
You don't have one?
What's a bad one?
It's been talking for like 20 minutes, so.
Well, let me go back and do my top 3. All right, so I liked This American Life. This isn't a nay, it was just good.
You never did your top 3?
No.
We're supposed to take turns.
Well, we didn't. You cut me off when we did the ad.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's fine. So This American Life was really good. It was called Here's Looking at You, Kid, when adults tell you, like, what to think and what to do, and then it's the people dealing with those repercussions. The first story was really, really funny. It's about this guy he's a kid, in high school, like 6'5", like had a lot of just like physical potential to play football, but he's a softie. He'd like cry in movies. He slept with his blankie, and they were like, just these football guys were like, we're gonna build you up. So all summer they spent time with him and treated him like gold. And he played on the high school team.
Oh, I heard that one.
Yeah, and he had a couple of good games, but he's just like, I don't like getting hit. He was just like a big old softie, and then he got like recruited by college, and the whole time he doesn't want to do it. So I just thought it was actually really funny, and you feel his pain.
Yeah,
and then he ended up becoming a comedian.
I had a good friend in high school. He was like a big dude. He's like one of them square guys, like built for like football, and he played in the football team, and he was like awesome, but like he never wanted to do it. He was like my friend, but he ended up joining like the swim team and like said fuck football.
Nobody's gonna beat the shit out of you. You're not gonna get a concussion when you're swimming.
You're just swimming. You're just racing towards time.
Yeah.
He's a great swimmer too.
It's just like that, for real. It's just he was built for it, and everybody believed in him, and he was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, you don't.
And then,
you don't
but then
have
you
to
get
do
locked into a college scholarship, and just to see his journey, and he was really funny about it. So that was a good one. There are 2 acts. That was the first act, and then the second act was a stark contrast. Instead of it being like, light, it was very, very deep and dark. A woman, as a small little girl, was abused by her mom. And she was like, wait, did I make this up? Is it all in my head? Are these false memories? And then she was validated that, yes, it was real. But later on, there were people calling it into question. And it just upended her life. It's like really, really sad. And the outcome is also sad in a respect, but I don't know. She was a great lady. She flew helicopters in the military and then became a psychologist because when she was little, going through this ordeal, the psychologist that she talked to made her feel comfortable and she wanted to become one. But just the mix of it, and I don't want to give stuff away, is just like really sad and really interesting. So definitely check it out.
I really like that. I thought it was an interesting concept because like even when you remember things, like everything is like 88% wrong or something like that. It's like because your brain like has a bias. It like bends things.
It's highly suggestible too. If somebody tells you that, you're like, oh, I remember that.
It twists your memories to like make it better, so you don't kill yourself. Like if you got really bad memories,
right.
So your brain's constantly like fixing shit and editing. It's like bad. I don't trust any of my memories, man.
No, you shouldn't, because you always,
it's always wrong. And like Colin's like, that didn't happen. Or my sister.
Or me.
Or you.
I'm always like, that didn't happen.
You're like, that never happened. Like my brain's just making shit up so I don't like jump off a bridge. Pretty much. So, but
whatever it takes. When you go through trauma as a child.
That's how it works, yeah. And something must have happened, but it might not be completely true. But how could you ever know for real?
She had stuff on videotape of being like interviewed as a child.
But how did you ever know though, for real?
No, I know. That's what this takes a deep dive into. So This American Life, hosted by Ira Glass. It's a 2-parter, and you guys will really like it. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
And then I got one more. If you're tired of hearing yourself talk, then I have another one. What is it?
Yeah, do it.
Oh, it's fucking Comedy Bang Bang. Yes. So we're recording this on a Monday, which automatically kind of fucks up any podcasts that come out on a Monday, because we normally record it on Sunday. That being said, I just want to say that this podcast was today, and it was fucking awesome, and it has Max Silvestri. You probably know him from, That Girl or This Girl or something. Remember Zooey Deschanel?
Oh.
New Girl.
New Girl, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the characters on that, Max or something. No, that's his name in real life. Anyway, don't listen to me, guys. But it had Sean Diston on it. I love him. He played Sprague the Whisperer. He's like an agent.
Oh, yeah, Sprague the Whisperer.
Yeah, talent agent. And Conroy, another character. Yeah, it's an improv thing where their guest comes on, but they pretend to be other people, and it's a comedy show. And they just, they get balls deep, and it's all like t-shirt ideas. I'm not doing it justice, but I just laughed the entire time. I made myself clean the bathroom because I wanted an excuse to keep listening to Comedy Bang Bang. So it's just really, really funny. Listen to it.
Well, at least you cleaned the bathroom.
I know. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't want to go anywhere. I'm like, this is a great excuse to just be up here alone. So.
Yeah, I'm listening at 13 minutes to the moon for 45 minutes.
45 minutes to the moon for 13 seconds.
All right. What is the 13 minutes? Like, what is that?
They don't explain it?
No, they don't. I'm like,
is that how long it takes to get there?
What?
Only 13 minutes?
I don't understand. I don't get it. We'll figure it out next week.
Yeah.
Do you got a nay?
Got to do some research. Nah, I'm good. I'm staying positive.
I have a big nay.
What?
All right, so I was touting this podcast like last week. I'm like, don't listen to this other podcast. Listen to this podcast. Like my name was something else, like Benjamin Walker's Theory of Everything. Normally this podcast is it's a great podcast. It has the curve, but every once in a while they do like these fucking silly fake stories. Basically, a ridiculous theory that like Trump and the CIA wrote the last season of Game of Thrones. It's just really stupid. Because every once in a while they do like a fiction thing. Most of the time they try to make it sound like it's true. And you're like, oh, is that true or not? And sometimes it tricks you, And you're like, oh, that's not true. And then you like look it up. Because they try to fuck with you a little bit. This is how he works, but this one was just ridiculous. I don't think Trump or the CIA wrote the last episode of Game of Thrones. Because the episode was called like Operation Three-Eyed Raven. It's like, come on. It was just dumb. So I'm going to say nay. I mean, it sounds funny, but it's not. They didn't pull it off.
They could have just said what you just said right now in 30 seconds, and then that would be good.
Yeah, but it was a good idea, but they didn't pull it off. It was just not good. Don't listen to it.
Yeah, I like the concept.
You got a shout out?
I think I basically did my shout outs by diving back into my top 3. Once again, guys, I'm doing a lot of training at work, so I'm just talking to people all day, and I'm just doing stuff to where I'm not able to listen. So it makes me very sad. But one day, I'm going to have a million podcasts to binge on. And Ryan, I'll let you take it from here.
All right, so I got a shout out. It's Behind the Bastards, a podcast about shitty people in history with the host Robert Evans, but not the Robert Evans from
The producer?
The Picture or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the part 1 and 2 of the last days of L. Ron Hubbard. It's really good. He previously did like a 3-part series about L. Ron Hubbard. That guy's motherfucking crazy. He's like the most craziest bastard ever. So like, listen to this shit. If you haven't heard part 1, 2, and 3, listen to that first. It's like a 5-parter, dude. Like, L. Ron Hubbard's crazy as fuck, dude. He pretty much pulled off the best like scam ever in like history. It made the most fucking money.
And it continues to this day.
It keeps going. The glory rolls on. Even in his death, man. Tom Cruise. Fucking, what was it? John Travolta. Battlefield Earth. You're gonna learn all about that. It's pretty crazy.
Damn.
He wrote many more like movie scripts that never made it to the big screen.
Oh, God.
It's insane, dude. Check it out.
Good thing it didn't.
Check it out. I'm like smiling. Like, about it.
You look.
The ridiculousness of it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm thinking now is a really good time to listen to a voicemail.
Yeah, I think. Well, we obviously got a voicemail, or
Yeah. Oh, yeah. While we were recording, we got a voicemail. Let's listen to it.
was it Barb or fucking
I think.
Bobby Johnson?
Yeah, Bobby Johnson. Good old Bobby Johnson.
For Barb.
For Barb.
Who knows?
Well, thank you guys so much for listening and joining us. Follow us on the Instagram. I'm Delia. My name is sincerely_robots. Ryan is at blow_jam. We're on the Facebook. You can give us a call just like fucking Bobby Johnson did. The number is 607-296-7297. And thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
You have one old message. Friday, 7:36 p.m.
Hey, Barb, this is Bobby Johnson. I need to talk to you about bridge tomorrow. I can play, but I don't have a ride right now. So give me a jingle. Thank you.
End of messages.